I'm not seeing any raised hands. I'm not seeing any responses in the chat box. Okay, Avni has done the homework. Good. Okay, so Avni, what was the ratio that you found?
4 is to
The
1.
4:1. Okay, Avni says 4:1. Anyone else tried it? Let's just continue doing it from here. Okay, so our A2 came out to be, so once again, for those of you who weren't there in the previous class, the question was, there is a triangle with sides A, B, and C. Okay, this is the original triangle, the old triangle. What will happen to the area if you increase or if you double all of the sides? So each side is made twice. So now it's 2A, 2B, and 2C. Now they're asking you what's going to be the ratio between their two areas. Okay, so what we did was the semi-perimeter of the original triangle, the old triangle, is going to be A plus B plus C by 2. And then we just took the 2 to the other side. It became A plus B plus C. Now for the new triangle, we're going to find the semi-perimeter the same way. We're going to name it a different alphabet, capital S, because it's a different triangle this time. So again, the three sides are what? 2A plus 2B plus 2C divided by 2. Now we take 2 as common. We cancel that 2. It becomes A plus B plus C. But it turns out that actually A plus B plus C was equal to 2S. So here also A plus B plus C is equal to S. So that means 2S equals S, right? Now, for the old triangle, the area is going to be what? S into under root, S into S minus A into S minus B into S minus C. Now, for the new triangle, the area is going to be, we wrote it as A2, is going to be capital S minus 2A, capital S minus 2B, and capital S minus 2C. So now this S can be replaced with this 2S. Okay, capital S can be replaced with twice of small s. So that's what we have done here. 2S, 2S minus 2A, 2S minus 2B, 2S minus 2C. Now from every bracket, you can take 2 as common. So 2S into 2S minus A, and then again 2S minus B, and then again 2S minus C. From every bracket, we have taken 2 common outside, okay? Then what can we see here? We can see that we are making pairs, okay, of 2. So this 2 and this 2, then that makes a pair, and this 2 and this 2, that makes a pair. So 2 multiplied by 2, that is what comes outside the square root. Because here you have this 2 into 2, one pair, this 2 into 2, another pair. So 2 pairs of 2. So we take 2 into 2. Fine. Then under root, whatever is left inside, S minus A, S minus B, S minus C. And here you see that this thing is the same, S minus A, S minus B, S minus C. It is actually equal to A1, right? So it is 4 times what? A1. So what is A2 by A1? The ratio. This is how you find the ratio, right? They have asked you to find the ratio. So A2 by A1 is, what is A2? A2 is, you have found it to be 4A1, and A1 is as it is. You cancel it. This becomes 4:1 or 4 by 1, same thing. Okay, so that is how the ratio is 4:1. And with that, we finish our chapter, Heron's formula. Are there any doubts of anyone in this chapter?
No, ma'am.
No doubts. Good. Okay. Well, you should be having doubts because you should be solving questions on your own. And when you don't, when you're not able to solve it, you should have doubts. But it's okay. I guess you all are really smart students. Um, Now let's start with another chapter. Okay, just a minute. All right. Um, do you all know your half yearly syllabus in
Yes,
your
ma'am.
school? Yes. Okay, Avni, and whoever knows their half yearly syllabus for the school, please write it in the chat box.
Okay.
Your schools are gonna reopen when?
29th of August.
29th of August. And after that, you will have your half yearlies, is it? Or have you already had it
No, after that.
after that? Okay, so Muhammad's half yearly is done. Muhammad, still, can you please write the chapters which all came in your half yearly? Okay. And Muhammad, when is your school reopening? Okay, thank you, Avni. Okay, so we have very nearby. The dates are very nearby. Just take a note of these syllabus questions and syllabus chapters. Anyone else? Mohammed, would you like to write your syllabus? Zain, please, syllabus. And also, Zain, also tell me when is your school reopening?
September 19th.
September 19th. And what about your half yearlies? Are they done or are they yet to be held?
They are yet to be.
Okay. And so please type your syllabus, okay?
We haven't got the syllabus.
You haven't got the syllabus. Okay. Till now, what all chapters are done in your school and what all the chapter which is ongoing, that also please type it in the chat box. Zen. Okay. So that we can decide which chapter to do after this. Okay. So till now, let me just make a note over here. Till now, the chapters that we have done covered till now are number system, polynomials, who left the, okay, I think Muhammad left. We have done coordinate geometry, linear equations. No, we have not. Yeah, we have done this. We have done linear equations in two variables. And then the next thing that we did was Heron's formula. Okay. Now, let's do one thing. Yeah, Munir, can you please unmute yourself and tell us, have your half yearly exams already been held, or they will be held after your vacations?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
Munir,
ma'am.
your exams, your half yearly exams have already happened, or will they be held after your vacations?
Ma'am, it will be held after my vacation.
And when is your school reopening?
20th August. August 20th.
20th August. Okay. Okay. Just a minute. All right. Fine. So next, let's do just a minute. Let's do linear equations in two variables, okay? Let's do linear equations in two variables. And Zen, what were you telling me? Your half yearlies are already over, or they're going to happen after the vacation?
After the vacation.
After the vacation. Okay, fine. Fine. So the only person whose half yearly exams are over is Muhammad. I don't know which Muhammad this is. So if you could kindly rename yourself, that would be helpful. Fine. I think that is Muhammad Abdul Jabbar, right? Just a minute. Okay, fine. Let's get started with lines and angles. Okay, so you all have studied a few things in your 7th grade as well about lines and angles. Yes, do you remember anything about the
Yes,
chapter
ma'am.
lines and angles? Yes, okay. So let's get revising what we already know. Fine. Fine. Let's start with the basic thing. Uh, what is this called?
Point.
Point. How do I name a point?
A.
Very good. It's named by a single letter. So A, P, whatever, just a single letter. Okay. What about this? What is this?
A line.
It's a line. And how do we name a line?
One end of a line should be named A, the other end B.
Okay. Does a line have any ends?
Yes, two.
Okay. Then tell me about what is this? Just a minute. What is this?
Array.
It's a ray. Okay, then what is this?
Mm,
Is Avni the only student in the class, or are there other students also? Help her out. What are these three things? Abdul Jabbar, Munir, Zain. So the first one is a line. We know that. What is the second one and what is the third one?
Second one is a plane.
Second one is a plane. Okay. What is a plane? Abdul Jabbar, what is a plane? Can you describe it a little bit? I'm not asking you to define it. I'm asking you to describe it. What do you know about a plane? Okay, so Abdul Rahman just joined us. Abdul Rahman, we are on the chapter lines and angles. Okay. One more thing I'd like to ask you, Abdul Rahman, have your half yearly exams gotten over, or will they be held after your vacations?
Not sure.
Um, have they been held? Like, have you given your half yearly exam yet?
Yeah. I think
You have given it, right? Your 9th grade half
yes.
yearly exam, you've written it?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Fine. That's all I needed to know. Thank you. Yeah, so anyway, we're on lines and angles and we're revising what we already know. Okay. So the first thing that we've drawn here, this one is a point. Okay. point is named with a single letter. Then we are talking about the second object or the second geometrical figure, which is a line. Now the question is, what is the third one called and what is the fourth one called? What are these two called? Zen? Yes, you tell me now. What is this one called? Unmute yourself, Zen. It's okay even if you're wrong.
Single.
It is called a. Your voice isn't clear. Okay, Abdul Jabbar. Okay, you said plane, right? Abdul Jabbar said plane. Abdul Jabbar, please tell me what do you mean by a plane? What is a plane? You said plane, so tell me what a plane is. What do you understand by that? Abdul Jabbar, I'm talking to you, dear. Okay, type it in the chat box if you're not able to unmute. And Munir, what about you? What do you think the second this figure is? Munir.
I don't know.
Okay, no problem. See, it's okay. It's fine to not know something because I understand that you guys must have studied your seventh grade in COVID, right? It was the COVID time. The schools were all online. So you might not have understood a lot of things and they might have deleted a lot of syllabus. It is totally fine to not know something. Okay. But please be participative in the class. Okay. See, Abdul Jabbar, you talked about plane, right? So let me tell you, you guys, what a plane is. First of all, before going to a plane, there is something called dimensions, right? You must have heard of it. One dimension, two dimensions, three dimensions. People even talk about four dimensions and multiple dimensions beyond that. So what are all these dimensions? Dimension means the direction in which you can move, the direction in which you are allowed to move. Okay. For example, a line, a line is one dimensional. Why? Because you are only allowed to move in this direction, either left or right. Okay. You're only allowed to move like this. You cannot go up or down in this line, right? For example, if I ask you to draw a number line and I ask you, let's say this is the origin, this is 1, 2, this is -1. I can ask you to move either in the positive direction or in the negative direction. There is no up and down over here, right? So a line is only one dimensional. Now there is something called a plane, which is two dimensional. Two dimensional. A line is one dimensional. Okay. And a plane is two dimensional. What does that mean? Two dimensional means you can move in both directions. You can move, if you talk about, like we spoke about Cartesian plane when we were doing the third chapter, coordinate geometry. So here we have a plane. You are allowed to move in this direction also, and you are allowed to move in the vertical direction also. So let's say you have to reach an object which is over here. What do? You will first move some distance in the horizontal direction. Then you will move some distance in the vertical direction to reach to your goal. Okay, so how you have moved in two different directions, two different dimensions. Okay, this is why a plane is called a two-dimensional figure. Now, this thing is not two-dimensional. As you can clearly see, it is, how many dimensions do you think it has? Yes, anyone?
3.
This has three dimensions. See, let me give you an example of a three dimension. Okay, Avni? The place where you're living or this universe around us or you can say our world where we live. Or let's take an example of your room. It has 3 dimensions. Why? Let's say there is an ant, okay? An ant has to walk in your room. She gets to walk along the floor also. She can walk on the floor, or she can walk on this wall, or she can walk on the other wall. What does that mean? Well, like when someone is maybe moving into space, or when you're flying, okay, when you're in an aircraft, you are no longer just moving front and back, left and right. You are also moving up and down. That is called 3 dimensions. That is 3D. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
This figure that we have over here, it is also 2D. Sorry, it is also 1D, just like our line. It is 1D, 1 dimension. This is also 1 dimension. Everything you are going to study in this chapter is going to be in 2 dimensions, okay? Except for these 3 things. These 3 are 1 dimension, and the point is 0 dimension, because over here you can't move up or down or anything. If you are on a point, there is no direction where you can go, right? So this is a point is known as 0 dimension because it doesn't have any length, it doesn't have any breadth. A line, it doesn't have any breadth, it doesn't have any width, but it only has length. Okay.
Yes.
A plane has both length and breadth. For example, a sheet of paper. Okay. For example, your screen, it has length and breadth.
Yeah.
And a 3 dimensional object has 3 dimensions, meaning that it has length, breadth, and a third dimension, which is height. So everything around us is 3 dimensional. Okay, now coming back to our topic, what is this, the second line like figure called? This is called a line segment. Do you all remember what a line segment is?
Yes.
Can someone tell me? A line segment. See, what is a segment? Does anyone know what segment? Segment. Segment means a part of something. When you say segmentation, you might have studied this in your bio classes also, that a certain organism, it undergoes segmentation, right? That means it undergoes a process wherein it dissociates into different parts. So segment means part. Okay. Line segment means it is a part of a line. Okay. It is a part of a line. For example, if I take this part, if I just take this part, if I cut it out, I cut it out from here and here. Okay. I take scissors and I cut this out. So this becomes, this pink portion becomes a line segment. Okay. Now the difference between a line and a line segment, there are many differences. First of all, a line segment has 2 ends. Please write it down for those of you who have forgotten it. A line segment has 2 ends. Yes, it has a starting point and an ending point. Let's call it A and let's call it B. How many points are there on a line or on a line segment? Can someone tell me how many points are there on a line segment?
3.
3 points. Which is the
Yeah.
third point?
In the middle. Starting
In the
point.
middle. Okay. What about this? Is this a point or not? This one.
Which-
Is this a point or not?
No, that's just a place where you're marking where it is.
Okay. Let's go back to the basics. Okay. See, if you have a point here, I think you can't even see the point. Here it is. Okay. If you have a point here and you make, this is a point, okay? You put another point right next to it over here, okay? And then you put another point right next to it over here. And then you put another point right next to it over here. And then you put another point right next to it, another point, another point, another point, another point. What do you think it's becoming?
A line.
Yes. A line is nothing but a collection of points. Collection of points, or you can say a continuous collection of points. Why continuous? Because those points are right next to each other. It's not like this one point over here and another point over there. No, they're right next to each other. That's why we call it continuous. Okay. A continuous collection of points in a particular direction. Okay. That's what a line means. So these, all of these points that we drew over here, they are all right next to each other, and we keep on increasing it in the same direction. We're not going up or down. We keep on increasing it in the same direction. So this, if you keep on doing this infinitely, okay, you never stop, then it becomes a line. But if you stop it over here itself, then this becomes a line segment. Can you tell me how many points, or let's say if I draw a line segment over here, okay? Can you tell me how many points are there in this line segment? Think, just make a guess. Abdul Jabbar, how many points are there on a line segment?
200.
200. Why not 300?
Ma'am, it will be infinite.
Yes, exactly. The number of points on a line segment is gonna be infinite. You cannot count the number of points. You know why? Because if you say this is a point, okay, let's say you want to count the number of points. You keep on zooming in, keep on zooming in, keep on zooming in. You will not be able to exactly tell what is, which one is a point, right? If you say, oh, this is a point, well, you can zoom in even beyond that. Let's say if you say that this is a point, this isn't exactly a point, is it? This looks like a circle. If you want, if you can zoom in, like I'm not able to zoom in beyond this, but if you are able to zoom in, you will see that that enlarges to become something like this, and this itself is gonna be made of so many points. Yes, you can see how many points are going to be over here. This is a point, this is a point, this is a point, this is a point, so many points in this as well. So you cannot count the number of points in a line segment. That means there are infinitely many points in a line segment. So it has two ends. It has an infinite number of points, or infinitely many points. Okay, infinitely many points. And out of those infinitely many points, there's going to be one point at which the line segment starts and one point at which it ends. And these 2 points are called the end points. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Okay, after this, you can say the line segment, you can measure the length of a line segment. Why? Because it is finite in length. It has finite length. Finite length means it is measurable. Don't get confused, okay? Finite means measurable. It has finite length. Finite means measurable. Infinite is something that we cannot measure. Now let's come to the original thing that we were talking about. We were talking about a line. Now let's talk about, let's say, this particular line, okay? Now, how many points do you think that this line has? Think about it. How many points does a line have? Okay, first let's talk about the length of the line. Okay, we discussed when we were making a line over here. See this one. We were making it using points, right? We said that if you keep on doing this infinitely, then you get a line. You never stop. Then you get a line. Now, can you tell me something about the length of a line? Does a line have finite length, or is a line something that continues infinitely?
No, a line might have a length.
A line might have a length. Okay. But do you remember the definition of a line? A continuous collection of points in a particular direction. And what do the arrows mean?
Arrows means they're
And
going both the ways continuously.
yeah, not just continuously, they are going infinitely. They are going infinitely. Arrow means that it is going infinitely. Okay, arrow means, for example, when we use coordinate geometry, right? When we do coordinate geometry, we make a graph. Okay, we make these two axes, x axis, y axis. Why do we make these arrows over here? Why do we make these arrows? Why can't we just leave it without the arrows? Because what if you have to plot a graph that is something like this, that goes beyond the size of this graph? Then what do? You will simply erase this arrow and you will keep on making it like this. Why? Because the arrow means that the arrow gives us scope that we are allowed to increase this. We are allowed to extend the length of the line. Why? Because a line doesn't have any defined length. It doesn't have any finite length. Arrow means that it can be extended. Arrow means that it can be extended. Okay. That is what is the meaning of arrow. If I say something is just like this, it has no arrows, that means it's not infinite. It's just from here to here. It's very well defined. It's just from this point to that point. That's all. Okay. Now, can you tell me something about the length of a line? It has finite length or infinite length?
It has infinite length.
Very good.
Yeah.
It has infinite length. Okay. Or we can say that it's not measurable. That basically means it goes on till infinity. It goes on till infinity. Let me give you another example. Let's take the example of a number line. You say 0 here, 1 here, -1 here, -2 here. What if I run out of space? The
You can
arrow
just
gives me, yeah, the arrow gives me the scope that I can just remove the arrow and say, well, it goes on beyond that. And this one, it goes on beyond -2. It goes on over here. I can keep on increasing the length of this line because the length is not defined. It is infinite. Okay. Now, does it have any ending and starting points? Think about it.
it has a starting point but not an ending point.
Which one is a starting point? This one is a starting point or this one is a starting point?
My right. The,
Okay. You're saying this one is a starting point.
yeah.
Which you mean this point over here? Which point are you talking about? There are infinite number of points, right? This point or this point, which point? Let's call this point A, let's call this point B. Which point?
From point B.
B. Okay. How about if I extend this line? I extend
A,
this line. There is a point C over here. Now, which is the starting point?
C.
So the starting point is changing.
No, no, no. It will be the same.
It will be the same, right? So now what is the starting point?
B only.
B only. What about C
Yeah.
then? What happened to C? C will be like, why are you doing this injustice to me? See, you are running into this dilemma because of the fact that a line has no starting or ending points. It has no starting or ending points. Why? Because it doesn't start, it doesn't end. It is endless. A line is what? It is endless. That's what we discussed, right? It goes on till infinity. In both directions, not just in one direction, in both directions. It has no starting or ending point. Did you understand this?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. It looks like there are only two students in this class, Zain and Avni. What happened to the rest? Munir, Abdul Rahman, Muhammad. Are you guys a part of the class or not? If you're not able to unmute yourselves, you can type something in the chat box. It's not
Yes.
like you're being graded over here, right? I'm not going to give you marks or anything. So don't feel hesitant to answer something, because it's not like you're going to be, I'm going to deduct your marks if you answer something wrong, right?
Huh?
So over here, it's everything is about learning. Yes, Abdul Rahman.
Okay. I thought there was some issue of yes, I
Okay.
understand.
Okay. All right. So that's about a line. Now the third thing, Avni, what you said, you called this array, right? In the beginning, you called it a ray. So let me tell you what a ray actually is. This is a ray. When we say ray of light, how do we draw a sun? We draw it like this. Why do we call it a ray? Because just like the rays of the sun, it has a starting point. There is a particular place from where the ray is starting, but it has no ending point. It keeps on going, right? So that is why we call it a ray, just like the rays of the sun. A ray has a starting point. This is the starting point, the point from which the ray starts. This is the starting point. Let's call it P, or let's call it R, whatever. R. Okay. This is the starting point, and there is no ending point. It keeps on going forever. If I want, I can make it like this, short like this. If I want, I can make it long like this. It's the same ray that we are talking about. Okay. Now let's talk about how to name these three things which we've just talked about. So you know how to name a point, right? We have just discussed that. It is named with a single letter. Now let's come to these three things. A line segment is named by its starting and ending points. This is a line segment. It will be called AB. Okay, we write the starting point first and then the ending point after that. So it becomes AB. And usually we put a bar like this on top of the line, on top of the name, to show that it is a line segment. Okay. It's not necessary though, but there are some places where you have to put it anyway. So this is the line segment. Now let's come to how to name a line. Okay. So if you have a line like this, now it has no starting or ending point. Yes. For line segment, what we did, we said we're going to take the starting point and the ending point. We're going to write them next to each other. We're going to say, okay, A, B, A, B, line segment A, B. That's the name of the line segment. How do we name a line? Because it has no starting or ending points. How do we name it then?
we name the middle point.
See, you don't have to name always the middle point. Why? Because if the line doesn't have any defined length, is it gonna have any defined middle? What is middle? If you say over here middle is this, then if I increase the length over here and I make it over here, is this still the middle now? It's not the middle anymore. Yes. So we don't say middle point. We say any 2 points on the line. Okay, we're gonna take any 2 points on the line. So you can take a point here, let's call it P. You can take a point here, let's call it Q. This becomes PQ, and on top of that, you write this symbol. Okay, or in other words, you can write line PQ. Okay, is this fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now let's talk about the third thing, which was array. For array, it's going to be a combination of line segment and line. Why? Because it has a starting point, but no ending point. So you have a starting point, let's say it is R, but can you just say R is array? No, because R is a point. Whenever you have just one letter, remember that it is the name of a point. Just like over here we saw, just one letter means it is the name of a point. This A is the name of a point that is on that line. Okay. See, that point is not going to be so huge. Okay. I just made this circle to show you which point I am talking about. Fine. Yeah. So if you just say R is not the name of array. R is the name of the point, the starting point. So we can just take any random point on the line. Let's say over here, S. So now RS, this becomes a ray. Fine. You can write it as ray RS. Is this okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Any
Yes.
doubts, Munir, Abdul Rahman, Abdul Jabbar? Any doubts? Yes or no? It's not a very complicated question.
No, ma'am.
Okay, good. Now, okay, let me just see what you guys have understood. So I have, what is this? Yes,
A
what is
line.
this? A line. Okay. If I say line segment AB, can you tell me where is line segment AB? Okay, wait, just a minute. We'll have to do it in a different way. So line segment AB is basically, just a minute. I have to, yeah. It is this. Line segment AB is the yellow part. Okay, this is line segment AB. Okay, now tell me what will be oops, apologies for that. What do I call this part, the blue part? Hmm, can't hear any of you.
Line segment.
Yeah, it is a line segment, yes, but what we just now saw, that the yellow portion that I've colored, we call it, the name of it is line segment AB. What will be the name of the blue portion?
BC.
Line segment BC. Yes, it will be line segment BC. Is that clear, Avni?
Okay, ma'am. Yes. I thought you told to like take only the BC part and tell which what
Yeah,
is it.
yeah. Only the BC part itself we are taking. See, when you have been given a line and someone puts 2 points on it and they're talking about a line segment, let's say line segment PQ. What does that mean? See, over here, PQ is, if you write it as PQ like this, then it is the entire line PQ. Okay? The
Okay.
entire line PQ, which is not finite. It's not just from here to here. It goes on beyond that. But if someone is talking about line segment PQ, then you know they are talking about this portion of that line. That means imagine taking a pair of scissors, and cutting that line from here and from here, from here and from here. You're cutting that line, and that portion, what you get after cutting, that is your line segment PQ.
Got it.
Okay, fine. Now, one more question. How about, I'm going to take a different color now. How about I say this? What does this indicate? Can someone tell me?
A like AB that's an ray, right? It's going one
Very
side.
good. It's a ray. It's a ray. How do you name the ray? Remember,
B
you start with the starting point of the ray. Yes?
BA
Very good. It is ray BA. Okay? BA. It is ray BA. Fine. Now, I'm just gonna write it over here. Okay, let's take one more. Let's take one more. Let's take, okay. Okay. How about this purple one? What is this purple one called?
Line ABC.
Line. Are you sure it's a line? I have,
No,
what is the starting point and what is the ending point?
it's a line segment. Line
Very
segment
good. It's a line segment. Line segment.
ABC.
Okay. How do we name a line segment? How many points are we supposed to discuss in a line segment's name?
The starting and the ending.
2 points.
I think Zen, you want to say something? Can you please type it in?
A line segment has 2 points.
Voice is breaking.
Your video is black.
All right, fine. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I lost my sharing controls. Just a minute. How do I? Just a minute. Fine. Yes. Avni, you were saying something?
I was saying that while taking a line segment, we should take, while writing it, we should take the starting and the ending point.
Line segment. Yes, starting and ending point. So what will be the name of this particular line segment?
It will be line segment AC.
Very good. It will be line segment AC. Okay. So it will be line segment AC. Okay, good. So, okay, now how about if I take this one? What does this become? What do I name it? Yes, what is the name of this yellow portion?
It will be line segment ABC.
Is it a line segment? What are the end? What is the ending point and starting point then if it's a line segment?
It will be a line ABC.
Very good. It's a line, but how do we name a line? Can you tell me? How do we name a line? How do we name a line, dear? How many
Uh,
points do we need to mention? Yes, then
2 points.
2 points. So what will be the name of this line? This yellow line.
Line
AC.
AC.
Line AC. Very good. So this is going to be line AC. You understand the difference between line segment AC and line AC?
Yes.
This was our line segment AC, the purple one. And our line AC is this one. Okay, and it goes on beyond this even. So now we have done the basics of lines. We haven't come to angles yet, but we'll come to that. Okay. Quickly, let's recall the different types of angles. Yes, can someone tell me the different types of angles?
Acute angle, obtuse angle,
Yes,
straight angle,
very good. Straight angle,
reflex angle,
reflex angle, a very important angle you're missing. Who will tell?
complete angle.
Complete angle, okay. One more, one more. Okay, for the students who are not responding due to whatever reason, if your reason is genuine, then fine. But if it's not, then just know that if you don't participate in the class, you're not really going to learn much. The person who participates the most learns the most. Yes, the rest of you. What is the a very important angle that we are missing here? Okay, fine. We'll come to that later. First of all, Avni, what is acute angle?
Any angle which starts from 0 and it's like between 0 to 90 degree.
Okay, so it is less than 90 degrees and more than 0 degrees. Okay, so it's gonna be something like this. Fine. Now, Zen, can you tell me what is obtuse angle? Yes, Zen. It's okay if you don't know, say I don't know.
Uh,
I can't hear you.
I
Okay, I can't hear you, Zen. Abdul Rahman, what is an obtuse angle, dear?
Mm, wait, let me try. Okay, is it a line that has a straight line both up and down?
Mm, we're talking about angles, right? Do you know what's an angle, Abdul
Yes,
Rahman?
yes.
Yeah. So okay, let me give you an example. It's okay if you get anything wrong. It's totally fine. See, let's say you have an angle like this. Let's say you have a book, or let's just take the example of my hands. Okay, so this is one of my hands, and this is another one of my hands. Fine. This is gonna be the angle between them. So this the angle between them is less, and it's increasing like this, right? So this is very less angle, and this is as the angle keeps increasing, keeps increasing, keeps increasing. I hope you're able to see the video.
Yes, I'm.
Yes, so that is the angle. Angle is basically between, it has two arms and a vertex. This is an arm, this is an arm of the angle, this is another arm, okay? And this point where both the arms meet is called the vertex, okay? And over here we draw this just to show that, you know, we are going to write the measure
How
of the
much
angle.
is it?
Yeah, exactly, the measure of the angle. Okay, so let's say this is something like 50 degrees or 60 degrees. Okay, so this is going to be an acute angle. If it's 50 degrees, going to be acute, meaning it is between 0 and 90. Now obtuse, who knows what is an obtuse angle? Who
It
will tell
will
me?
be
Anyone?
it is exactly 90 degrees.
Obtuse angle is exactly 90 degrees. Huh? No, it's
Ma'am?
okay. See.
Um,
Yes, Abdul Rahman.
oh, the question. So, what is acute angle?
Acute angle. Acute angle. Acute angle is an angle which is less than 90 degrees and greater than 0 degrees.
So it's
So
small. So basically, it's more or less
it is
than
what?
basically it has less degrees.
It has less what?
Uh, Degree.
Yes, yes, yes. The degree is the measure. Just like if you
Yes.
want to measure a line or a
Yes.
line segment, you want to measure the length or breadth of something, you say, you use the unit, right? You say, let's say 10 centimeters. So centimeter is the unit. Over here, this degree sign, this degree is a unit of the angle. Okay, just like centimeter is a unit of length, degree is a unit of angle. There are other units also. Just like you have for length, you have centimeter, meter, kilometer, miles, feet, inches. Similarly, for angles, the one that we use most frequently till your 10th grade is going to be degrees. After that, you're going to use a different unit of measuring angles. But anyway, so this is your acute angle, which the measurement is between 0 degrees and 90 degrees. Now, obtuse angle. Yes, someone was saying something.
it's
Obtuse
more.
angle
Yeah, you can say.
It's okay. It's okay. Both of you are saying the same thing. I got it. See, obtuse angle is one which is more than 90 degrees. So if this is the vertex, this angle is more than 90 degrees. Okay, so it's like if this is your acute angle, as you can see on my hands, I'm trying to show you. Okay, This is your acute angle, and this keeps on increasing, and then it becomes 90 over here. Just straight, okay? Straight up. That's 90. And then if it keeps on increasing even beyond that, then it is an obtuse angle. For example, those of you who have ceiling fans that have 3 blades in them. Ceiling fans that have 3 blades. Have you ever wondered what is the angle between each of the 3 blades? What is the angle between them? Have you ever thought about it? Does anyone know? Okay, the angle between the 3 blades, it's all the same, right? We know that this angle is going to be the same as this
Yes.
angle is going to be the same as this angle. Is it an acute angle or an obtuse angle?
Obtuse.
Very good. It's an obtuse angle. It is going more than 190. Sorry, it's going more than 90 degrees. So an obtuse angle is an angle which is, it is more than 90 but less than 180. Okay,
I
180
think
degrees.
over.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
think,
the time is over, Abdul Rahman. I think I should remind you that when the class is starting also. Did you join the class on time today?
yes.
No, you didn't. You joined late.
Fine. Yes. There was some technical issues. Was
So it's okay. So fine. Let's bear with the class a little more. Fine.
yeah, okay.
Yeah. So we were talking about obtuse angle. It is less than 180. Next, the one that you were missing is the one that we were talking about over here. 90, 90. It is exactly equal to 90. What is it called? Can someone tell me?
Right angle.
Right angle.
Very good. So it's called a right angle. It is exactly equal to 90 degrees. Okay. Straight angle is 180 degrees. Why do we call it a straight angle? Because see, yes, it makes a straight line. These two arms of the two different arms, the two different, you can say rays, they make 180 degrees. Okay. Reflex angle is an angle that is more than 180, and less than
360.
360. Very good. Complete angle means 360 degrees. For example, let's imagine the hands of a clock. Okay. Let's imagine the hands of a clock. So let's say this is the other hand also. It starts like this. It starts, let's say 12 o'clock. Okay. Right now the angle is 0. Then when the minute hand starts moving, it starts moving like this, like this, like this. Okay. In the clockwise direction, it becomes like this. This becomes, let's say we are at 1 o'clock. Fine. This is 1 o'clock. This is an acute angle. Yes, it's an acute angle. Then the hands move further. It becomes 3 o'clock. Which angle is this? 3 o'clock. Which angle is this?
90.
90 degrees. Yes, the right angle. Okay. Then we come to 6 o'clock. Which angle is this?
Straight.
Straight angle, 180 degrees. Yes. Then again, 9 o'clock is again a right angle, 90 degrees. Then when it comes to again 12 o'clock, it has completed a whole round. That is why we call it a complete angle. It has completed a whole round, which is equal to 360 degrees. So always remember that a full circle, when anything completes a full circle, it makes 360 degrees. Okay. A complete angle is 360 degrees. A full circle. Okay. So that's it for today's class. I will send you some homework. Please complete it. Okay.